And we've got ourselves a mess today. Let's see, wow, that was no delay whatsoever. Right, I'm taking a moment here. I'm going to try and share this out to Facebook. And I don't know what the deal is. Even my Facebook debugger thing was not working today. So let's, dot. Is it available now? Sorry, the feature isn't available right now. An error occurred while processing this request. Please try again later. Okay, apparently we're not sharing this to Facebook. How strange is that? What if we try it again? Share it to newsfeed or story. Yeah, that's where. Wait a minute now. Alright, we'll try and type something different this time. Another victim. Yeah, feature's still not available. Okay, well anyhow, here's the story today. Let's check this out. We got, is that good or is that's a little better. I kind of dig that more. How's everyone doing tonight anyhow? Seeing how, I can't even share this out to Facebook, man. Wow. What if I refresh the page? Will that let me share it? I'm not even a huge proponent of Facebook, but let's try and share it again. See how erroneous it is. Is that the word I'm looking for? Another victim. Post it. Yeah, still not available. Leave. Okay, on with the show. So, let's see what we got here. We've got an HP 2000 notebook PC. What is this? It takes me a minute. Okay, a model. The model was a 2329 WM. So we've got our HP here that got vinyl stickered to death. Then we also happen to have a Compaq CQ57, which is a CQ57 339 WM. Two computers. One that's dead. Okay, this one is dead. This one should be dead, but it's not. We're going to take two and try and make it one quickly. How quick, I don't know. What I do know is that we've got AMD. This one's Kaputski, gone. We've got a keyboard where it don't belong. And this victim here, ooh, if we can even get this open without breaking it. Intel. It's an Intel Celeron, mind you now, so it's nothing great. But this computer is a giveaway, basically. Not for a giveaway, but we're giving it to someone. So we're going to see what we can make. Hang that up. Alright. So let's see what we can do here. Probably still can't share it out. Did I try it? Let's go back one moment. Did I try it? After refreshing. Give me a moment here. It opens in another window. Still not available. Yeah, maybe Facebook's down, who knows. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Okay, small coffee break. This computer, funny enough, is still alive. We've got the mount for the keyboard broken off and just kind of screwed in right there. So that keyboard was ripped out. And if you can't tell, yes, that's soda all over it. So this is good for not much. Maybe some keys, if we have some keys that are messed up, the plastic keycaps. Other than that, not too much. And I have to leave the page. So I guess Facebook is down, huh? Is it true? True story? It's actually down? Somebody come in and told me that. A customer told me that today. Alright, so let's unplug a few things and see if we can make anything out of this. That is a problem. We need to get that out of there. Okay, not so much of a problem now. We got the screw out. That's a screw we're going to use for reference because these were basically scrap. Just a bunch of good for nothing. Toss it in the heat. What do we got over here? We don't have the keyboard off, so we don't know. How compatible these are going to be. Now remember, we got HP Compaq. Will they work? I don't know. But we're really going to give it a shot. Because funny enough, even though they're different manufacturers, it is the same case. Same case, same basic layout. All screws out. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, I think... I don't know if we need that one out or not, but let's take it out just for good measure. I don't think we do, but maybe. We'll check. Not on there. And that being said, let's pull this apart now. We'll see how far we can go with it. I've got my little, you can see it, I guess in your screen. If we switch to something else, it would be in the upper middle, and if it's there, it's going to be on the bottom right of your screen. I've got something that's a little easier than always looking away from where I'm working. I can monitor audio, so hopefully if my transmitter or receiver from my mic cuts out, I will notice it a lot sooner. You got a one-man circus. It gets tough sometimes to be every act, you know? Okay, so there's that. We could give that a good cleaning. I don't know that I would trust the trackpad. And I mean, this has a lot of stuff spilled in it. Basically what I'm looking for is the motherboard we want to take, and that looks so bad. We're getting rid of the Hero 3 camera. It's just bad. It really is. Even covering the glare up, it's still so bad. Let's get back here. We'll pretend that's where it's at for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this board ripped out. If this board is going to work or not, it works now. But to turn it on for more than a brief second, I just basically wanted to see if it would post. It did, and I shut it back down, pulled the power instantly. I want to see how compatible they are. Can we make 2 out of 1? I don't know. We'll get a hope and a prayer and run with it. Run real fast. Okay, how many more screws are there holding this thing in? We've got a speaker there. And it looks like we have some hinge action going on. And who knows how much stuff stuck with soda. There'd be a motherboard in that there case. Okay, so what is that? We've got our power wire. See, they might have changed some of the ports on these internally, and that would put the stop to this whole project right now. And I'm kind of thinking maybe they did do that, change, you know, a right angle port to a straight in port. I don't really know, but I thought it worth checking out, seeing if we could get a live stream out of it. Possibly, maybe. Alright. Victim 1 pulled free. And we need to keep this top lid around because that's going to get transferred over to the other one if it works. I really don't see this working. Like I said, hope. Lots of hope. A very similar setup though. We can see that the RAM, the wireless card, the processor, the fan, everything is in the same spot. Even where the hard drive will plug in is in that same location. I think they moved the port millimeters, if anything. So how about this? While we're streaming, doing this, going crazy, let's see if we can load Facebook up on our cell. So let's pull the phone over, take a brief moment, try and load Facebook. See, it seems like it loads, but I'm being real skeptical at best. It's good. Okay, so the web page loads or the Facebook page for the podcast loads, and let's look at posts. Okay, so they seem to be loading. I guess Facebook ain't down for some reason, somehow. We no share, no sharing out. Let's take a look. It seems like we still have a lot of screws in this thing. So let's start working on getting them all pulled out, if possible. We may have to retain the same bottom case that has this, I don't know if it's a chemical stain or what it is. if anything changed in that. I don't know. Well, we can verify it. Let's risk it. Let's see. Let's go see how far along this project we can get. And if it burns down, blows up in our face, I'll always be thinking, man, that would be good if that worked. That motherboard that came out, this one here, that came out of the Compaq model is going to need a very nice alcohol bath. But just for the sake of checking it out, we'll go ahead and see if it's going to line up. If it does, we'll clean it up and then put it together in another stream. So we do have a long screw. Is there another one here? Well, that sucks we can't share this out with nobody. I'm kind of bummed about that. I'm not a big into social media. Oh. You know what? They're all the same length except the two long ones, so I thought I just threw it into a bin of slightly longer screws and I was going to have a hard time telling, but no, they're all the same. You know, social media is not my thing, but it is cool to try and share the stuff out, get people interested. That's what I ideally would like to do, get other people to watch this, that build, that do stuff. Okay, now how are we going to extract you without damaging you? And there we go. Just need hopefully a door on that. This one didn't come out of the soda machine. Keyboard screw. And I don't know how many screws tie into the keyboard in this one. And how vital was it to pull those screws out, if at all? Yeah, I'm not buying it. That might be the same width. We'll see. That one don't need it, and this one shouldn't, realistically. Alright, I think we can. Whoa. So I did something different, if anybody caught it. I think I have DVR mode enabled. You can, you know, whatever, look at the time now, and then roll it back, or look at the time after this part, roll it back to the beginning. I threw together real quick, like in a couple minutes, like, what do I want to call it? Like a little intro reel, like a show opener, live stream opener. I don't feel like digging through the big bin of screws, so we are going to put that right back where it goes. Pretty sure we're keeping this bottom case if we have to. I don't know that we have to yet, so another problem we may run into is HP and Compaq have different Wi-Fi cards, whitelisted and blacklisted. Going from one motherboard to another, that could lead to some problems. We'll see. This keyboard isn't much better. I think we're gonna find one that is functioning and out of the two, and then strip it down and clean it. I hate these mounting systems on some of these. They're real stubborn getting the keyboard out. One to go, and then we can get either a good surprise or a bad surprise. Okay, let's look at the keyboards side by side with very little distraction. Okay, looking at them, that ribbon cable's folded up and crinkled the same. The HP spare number is 646125-001, so it is the same keyboard. We have one that is free of solder. It still has little mounting plate that was broken off of the other one. This is broken off the one with the soda, so we have this mounting plate. That's a good thing. The keyboard will be held down, less bounce to it, and it's pretty free of soda. However, it's got some grime and stuff, so this will be cleaned up. Now, it's looking, I don't want to put any false hope out there, but it's looking okay so far. With that said, let's take a look at this metal piece here and see. It seems that we have the same cutouts, the same, I mean, if you look at the power button, even the Altec logo, Altec Lansing, is that what it is? Yeah, Altec Lansing for the speakers, and the trackpads, everything is the same. So we just have an Intel and an AMD system. What I didn't look at, which is going to be important and why we're probably going to swap the bottom case, is these ports. They actually happen to be on the same spot. We've got so we don't have to swap it. We've got the VGA, where the heat sink goes, or the fins for the cooling part, LAN port, USB, audio in, audio out, or vice versa, and the card reader. So it looks like this may end up fitting in this case, being that it's the same case. Nice little project. Let's put that to the side. We still have to clean that. We're going to apply a new thermal compound, give it an alcohol bath, but first let's get into this. If we look at the other computer, we can see, well, no, we can't because we took it out of there. Alright, let's look at this one. We have one for the power switch. We've got two more ribbon cables that both go in there, and we've got the same three here. 1, 2, and 3, same sizes. I think this may work. Are we going to get it done today? Probably not, but we'll ride this one till ride it till the wheels come off, and then see where we're at with everything. Okay, those are out. We have a few screws to extract. One, more than one, right? I thought, maybe not. Really? Okay. I dig it. There is some grime in these things. And why, yeah, let's get to that question real quick. Why take and put, well, see, I don't think the AMD board's completely dead, but I do think that it's one of the AMD Vision and the E whatever, the APU or CPU, the E series, E mobile series, that dies prematurely, like just doesn't last real long. Usually the graphics chipset fails on them. We have a whole pile of failed AMD laptops. AMD processor. They're many different manufacturers, but they all have the same series AMD processor, in which I don't want to say it was a failed series, but it was pretty rough overall. Yeah. And I think we could revive this board, the motherboard that's in this one, easy as well, but nah. We'll swap the Intel into it after cleaning it up, do some testing on all the hardware, and see how reliable it's going to be. Okay, so we've got a fairly good top case. It's in need of a cleaning. We've got to remove that AMD sticker. We'll try and swap the Intel over. Hopefully it works. And let's do a little comparison. So the display plugs in the same spot. The fan is, they're both 3 pins. We have the header for the power switch, our keyboard, our USB daughter board. We've got the 2 headers for the trackpad and whatever else, and then our SATA in and out, our SATA laptop. Well, I don't know the official name. I just know it's there. Alright, so far so good. Let's get this board out and just see if we can set the other one in there. Don't need to unplug the fan. Let's plug this one back in for now. And we'll pull this. Alright, let's try and pay attention to some of these so we can see hopefully remember where all these screws go that we've pulled out. I have the bottom, most of the bottom case for one there, and then I have some internal ones here from both. We're going to try and leave no screw hole unneeded. We'll get them all in there, hopefully. Big question is it gonna work? What are we stuck on? We've got DC jack. Okay, and the display. Look at that, they even got a little cooler in there for the AMD graphics. And let's check the one with the Intel, with the soda spilled on it. Does it have a spot? Yes, it has its own little cooler in there with an Intel, and they're in the same location and everything. So we've got our little thermal pad there. We're just going to go ahead and stick that one on the Intel because it hasn't been squashed with as big of a chipset. This is our AMD board, no soda. Let's put it to the side. Are the colors different or the same? And we got Intel. So the colors have roughly the same mounting points. It looks like they're just shaped a little different. As far as this piece of metal, I kind of like that one. It looks like a heavier gauge steel, not as tinny or whatever, but we're going to go with what we got here. So let's see if we can fit the Intel motherboard in the case. And have it sit without many issues, let's put it that way. Wow, this board really gets sandwiched between that? I guess. Okay. And it will. Now, the hard part. We got a lot of cleaning to do. A lot of cleaning, rebuilding, and I believe we're going to have to pull a screen out of something else. We're going to have a new screen. We have one working screen for one of these that has a vertical yellow line through it. This is the Intel board. It needs a desperate cleanup. Let's try and pull our CPU cooler before we give this a bath, in case there's anything under the edges. We'll get it cleaned up. Is there anybody out there? Let's see if this is the stock thermal compound. It looks like it. Way too much on it. That's generally the way to go about it. I say let's pull the battery just to reset the BIOS, the CMOS, whatever. And we got a little cleaning to do with some alcohol. I don't think there's any soda under this sticker. We can leave it. There is soda on this side. So let's get the little alcohol bottle, the brush, and go to work. Why clean the soda off right now? It's going to be easier than doing it later, being that it'll be assembled. And also to prevent any shorts. Alcohol, let's see. Will Windex act as a different solvent to clean soda? Yes, it will. We can already see the soda coming off where alcohol was taking a bit, or the alcohol softened it up for the soda. Or, yeah, the alcohol softened up the soda for the Windex. Where else? Just gotta look for the really black parts. We do have some here. That came right off. Let's say for the amount of soda that was on the board, there wasn't a whole lot on it. We have some on this Wi-Fi port. Mini PCI Express slot here, there's some there. A little bit in places that don't matter, like there. Here, where you run into a little MOSFET, a coil. Some, I don't even know what we would call it, resistors, capacitors. Yeah, we need to so this board here isn't dead, but it should be. The AMD one is basically dead. It's got issues with booting. Well, that's a weird place to just stick a capacitor out in the middle of nowhere. Look at that. Out in all that white. Right out in the middle of nowhere. We're just going to put a little capacitor there. Go figure. Okay, it's mostly soda free. I thought there was a lot more on this. Going by the case, there is. It's horrible inside the case. Maybe we will get this together tonight, boys and girls. Oh, don't go pulling a nick now and thinking that it's going to work first time through. We got to trip, stumble, break a limb, bust a nose, and then maybe we'll get lucky and get it done. It's never easy. Man, there's a lot of soda on those. I mean, like caked on. Not only that, with that sticky residue, whoa, left over on them, with it stuck to the chips, it's gonna make it run a lot hotter. So let's just take our time, scrub a little, and hopefully get any and all residue off. What we don't want to use is water, and when we're done we need to clean the areas with alcohol and let it dry and evaporate. Whatever set of wood stick on these resistors, transistors, coils, capacitors, diodes, MOSFETs, wherever it's sitting, it would sit on them and make them run a little hotter than necessary. So go ahead and try and rinse it a little with alcohol. We actually need to clean out this brush. And no more soda covering our surface mount devices, surface mount components. And then there, go to the reverse side, it's off there, there, and there. We'll hit that with a little alcohol. While we got the alcohol out, and there is some on this paper towel, we will go ahead and clean off that old thermal compound off of here, and our heat sink, heat spreader. Okay, let's say kick the fires, light the tires. Let's do it. remember the Intel top case had soda spilled everywhere. So we're going to take a moment, try and brush some of this dirt out of here. I don't know how much of it will come out, but we've got this black sticky stuff on the back, so we're going to get out what we can. It's not perfect, but going from no computer to a computer has got to be an upgrade, or a come up if I've ever heard it. Heard of one. Let's see what other cleaning we can do to this real quick. We're going to try and heat that up first and get that badge off of there. Not near, maybe. Maybe. It'd be really cool if it did just come right off. And of course it won't, and it's not going to come off easy. I do have this kind of neat, I don't know if it's going to work though. I've got this little ceramic blade. Let's see if we can maybe do something with that. I don't think so. Oh no, that's going to cut into the plastic. It's a miniature ceramic blade, no good. Oh, I'm going to take that back. As long as it didn't cut and scratch real bad, it did help get our sticker off. But if it did cut and scratch the plastic, well then, objective failed, right? Yeah, I don't know about that. It's getting it off to where we can clean it with, let me hit that with some Goo Gone. It did do some scraping there, so. Not what I would have liked, but gotta take what we can, right? A new way to view it. So Google's over here just like seeing what I need in the background. Nothing. I should be alright. Should be solid. Should be okay, Google. I don't know what some people get on computers or what they do to them or how. It's like this stuff is literally like shellac or something. Or some kind of varnish clear coat that got splattered onto it. So if we go and use that little, wherever it went, little ceramic blade, it's definitely going to scratch it. But we might be able to chip all these. Looks like clear hexagons, so maybe I have like a glitter kit for kids or some kind of decorating thing. That's how it got there. I don't know. But they are, upon closer inspection, hexagonal in shape. Let's get them off of there. I know I should leave them on the computer, keep it pretty, right? Bling up my palm rest. Okay, so that's what, of course you're not going to see it. We've got these little, like basically 2 or 3 different sizes of hexagons on that, and they were black, actually black in color. I thought they were clear, but no, they're like a black color. So let's continue to try and remove some more of those. The ones that we haven't removed are popping off of there now. Wow. See, the few times I'd looked at this project already, I'm like, ah, look at that. So, I thought it was soda. It was just looked like splatter. But indeed it's not. It's like, it looks like the pieces that you would see in like a woman's or girl's sparkly, glittery nail polish, but they're like a hexagon in shape. Hexagon's the, what, 6-sided one? Pentagon's the 5. Octagon is what, 8? Well, kind of makes me wonder, was this stuff put on here on purpose? Could be, don't know. Alright, we're going to try and do a cleaning on this before we put it on the machine. Just maybe knock some of that grit out of it. We'll avoid the power button for right now. And let's find out. It did remove the, it looked like some kind of powder, or maybe like an oil pastel, or cream face makeup stuff, I don't know. It had that makeup color. Okay, so previously it was that was like a huge big brown splotch. So we'll take it out little by little. Got another one. And that one is not a hexagon, that was actually something. Yuck. There's a lot of crap on this thing. It should not. Clean it up here, I'm seeing something purple. alcohol may not soften it. Just in case, let's look for the Goo Gone. Our goo remover. Not being too, oh, too much. Oh well. And we're going to have to see what that Intel sticker is going to cover up. There's just some stuff on there that is not coming off. And it's outside where the Intel sticker was. It's more of the stuff that was put onto the computer at a later point than that sticker was. Alright, good enough. Moving on. We'll keep that out. We might need it. We may need the goo remover. We'll see. Let's check our motherboard. We need to reapply thermal compound, then put our fan back on. Just as soon as we clean this part off here. Okay, we've got that. Let's check. Let's see. Can we see any light coming through the fan? And we can. It's fairly clean inside there. No real dust. Comments, questions, I will try to answer them if you people have them. I'll give it a shot. I'm not a pro. I'm just somebody that really enjoys doing this. And these are by no means the definitive way to do these things. This is just how I do it. And that cam is super shaky. I am fixing that. That is on the to-do list. Let's see if we can get this out to Facebook yet. I doubt it. I hope I spelled that right so I don't look super dumb. Yeah, still failing. Let's leave. We're not going to get any changes made. Let's try and go to Facebook on the actual computer. Four notifications for the podcast, 23. 2 new likes this week. Thank you, people, for liking the podcast. I have not put up any. Well, that's yesterday. Another mishap, and it won't post today. Skip that. Done. Can I just check done and be done with it? Thank you. is funny, people. Maybe they're locking me out since I tried posting from YouTube to Facebook so many times. So it's public. I want it in my news feed, not my story. And yeah, it's posting as me, not as the podcast. And this is what I get. Check this out. Sorry, this feature isn't available right now. An error occurred while processing this request. Please try again later. And I'll send you guys back to the bench. Yeah, I have questions about streaming every day. What the hell am I doing? Why? We're going to set that, you know what, we'll do it and then walk away and let it evaporate a little more naturally. Get some alcohol on the die of this processor. Another thing, not that anybody I think would actually do it that watches this. Like I said, this is not a definitive how-to. This is just the way I learned to do things. Don't be pressing down on that your die, the center of your processor, or if you have one that has the metal heat spread over top, it's a little more safe. But when the die is exposed like this, the actual core, it's not going to crack easy like a cracker or eggshell or something, but you can crack them easy pressing on them too hard, so don't do it, okay? Just don't. Don't press on it. Why would you want to press on that CPU? Are you being oppressive to processors? Keeping them under your thumb? What's the story here, huh? Yeah, what's the story? Okay. Refilling the coffee. We're burning that 8 o'clock oil, I think, at the present moment. It could be, I don't know, I haven't looked, I quit looking. Let's try and get something together and see what happens. Okay. So here, I doubt very much anybody's ever going to be able to see that. That is our Intel CPU. Where's Intel at? Don't say. But anyhow, there's our Intel CPU that came out of the soda covered cooler. And for anyone wondering, I might as well say this now. No, you can't take and unmount this fan and swap just the processor. Intel and AMD don't have the same sockets, the same number of pins. With the Intel one that we want to install, take a minute and say this. Granted, this is not the same chip, but you're dealing with something more like this. You got your processor with your die, maybe some leftover thermal compound if you didn't clean it off, and then you've got all these pins underneath, okay? All those pins, like 988, I think, on this one, and who knows on this one, I didn't count them. This is a different year, different model, different architecture CPU. Your AMD processor is kind of the same, but it doesn't have pins. It's a BGA chip, meaning it has balls in place of the pins, solder balls, and it's basically soldered to the board, and it's going to be more flat down like that, right against the board, and all of the contact points on the board. It's not going to be up in a socket like this one is. So now, I know I've had some people come in and ask, well, can't you just switch from the, AMD to Intel or vice versa? No, you can't. Not that I'm aware of. Let's put it that way. I've never seen it happen. I haven't seen everything. To the best of my knowledge, that's not happening now. So, we're going to take and put a little bit of thermal compound on the processor here, just a little bit. We don't need much to cover that. That die is not very big, and that's probably too much. Not as much as they put on factory. But all you need is a little, grain of rice size for these small dies, a little bigger for some of the bigger dies, and a little more for when you got a full integrated heat spreader. Let's go ahead. You know what? I don't feel bad about it. If we're doing this, let's do it halfway right. We'll stick this Q-tip in here and clean out a couple of these fins quick. Try and keep it away from our fresh thermal compound if it's going to fit. It's kind of a tight squeeze. We'd do better to unmount the fan or blow it out with an air compressor. Air compressor is down and out of commission currently, so we're going to go with the Q-tip method for the time being. Alright, I feel better now about that. We cleaned off a very minute thin layer of dust was in there. Something is always better than nothing, right? So if you remove nothing, okay, maybe there was nothing to remove, but if there was something and a little something came out, well, that's way better than nothing. We'll take it from that approach there. When reattaching your heatsink to a processor, not always, you don't have to. Is there any myth to it? Is it going to damage? I don't know. Best practice, consensus of people that have done it on multiple occasions, is go diagonal corner to corner. You don't have to tighten the screws down on the first one, just get it so it grabs the threads, tighten down the second diagonal corner, go back to your first screw, and then do the opposite diagonal corners. They are spring-loaded screws, so you have to press down a little bit to get the threads to start grabbing. Once it's done though. Okay. What else do we want to do here? Do we want to go over this case? Sure, we'll go over this case here a little bit. This is our bottom case. We're going to swap out the top case for the Compaq, because the Compaq motherboard is going in it. We don't want to falsely advertise a Compaq computer with an HP badge, so we will swap the top case for sure. We're going to check on the status of the webcam. Do they look identical, have same part numbers and such? And then finally, when we get to the end, we will swap over the HP 2000 sticker under the battery for the Compaq one. That way, when this thing gets worked on in the future, we kind of know what we're looking at, if that makes sense, right? Let's get that out of the way. Set this here. Oh, lucky we didn't do this ahead of time. We would have been lost. We need to stick our battery back on the board. Alright, it wants to fight, people. What do we do? Take this project midway through and just spike it off the floor? Alright, don't do what I did and try and plug in it upside down. You're not going to get super far with that one. We'll go ahead and stick that there. And finally, I think we will get away with... Oh, guess what? Something we got to swap over the bottom case. Something I did not notice when looking at it. Really? Or maybe I'm being dumb here. Nope, we definitely got to feed it in. They are the same. I thought I misjudged the port distance, but no, they're the same. Okay. That goes in, then this will go here. We've got to reattach our fan connector. Looking good. So far, so good. Let's go ahead and feed our display connector up through here. Now is going to be also a critical time when we want to connect this. We will got to get the speaker screwed down, and then that, I believe, is a through hole from the bottom. Yes. If anybody undertakes this project, be careful when you get to your top lid screws. You get them too long, they're going to wind right out the back, and you'll have all these bumps on the plastic where you threaded a screw out through. Okay. A real common thing that I've seen before in the past on computers that were similar, kind of like this setup here, where the HP and the Compaq were a similar model instead of mostly identical. One thing you would see is on a similar CPU heatsink and fan combination, like that whole piece that we just put on after putting the thermal compound on the other side of the board, they would take and give you a 3-pin fan on one and a 4-pin on the other. So you would have to, you know, stick with the stock fan, try and get that fan to mount up to the heatsink, and in most cases they would mount in different ways. Yeah, there's just a whole number of little things they would change. But this is I don't know many PCs that I've seen this happen with, where they're basically identical from different manufacturers. Not saying it can't happen or hasn't happened, I'm just saying I don't remember many models in the past that were like that. And when I saw this, I thought it a good opportunity to, well, share it with people that were making a computer, to give to this guy or gal, I don't know who's going to be the happy owner, but whoever you are, Mr., Mrs., dude, Ms., we're trying to make your new computer great again, your new used computer great again. Okay. And I think we had one screw here, going by the triangles. I don't think there's any more inside. There's that. That's on. No. SATA connector, motherboard's on the other side. Let's go for connecting this. Wow, this thing is still just, it's gonna need a shine, this or that, a couple of those, and then we should be closer to done. It's not going to pinch. Looks good. Let's connect power button. Actually, most places wouldn't even do something like this. I mean, it's more of something you would do for fun, and definitely not something you would put together and then sell. This was more just, yeah, like I said, a project. It was somebody else's idea that wasn't real knowing, and I was like, yeah, actually, maybe, let me see. So with any luck, alright, that's in. We need a keyboard. We need to work on this top case, because what did I say? We got an HP badge on a Compaq computer. So let's work on popping these out. I think all we're gonna need to do, wow, that was dumb, I guess. Take that out, that. Okay, it's not as stuck as I previously thought. Let's get the webcam lead. Pull this out. Then all we have is this Wi-Fi thing here. We need to peel up that metal there. Boy, that's almost going to be worth grabbing the heat gun to heat that up. Unless it's going to unstick from this foil without much hassle. If it does, unstick foil tape from foil. Hooray! And I think we've got a winner here. Please, foil tape, foil sticker, foil, whatever you are, don't rip. Let me remove the Wi-Fi antenna in one piece. Okay. Very nice. We'll stick it there. We need to compare to the other top lid. Boy, I don't know. We had this whole like kind of, I don't know if it's a real or a imitation Captain America theme, but which way do you bling? Okay, same setup. Let's compare. You know what? I'm going to pull this loose first, and then we'll compare the cameras. And if we have to remove the camera module, then we will. And we'll put it into the new top lid. It looks the same at first glance, but first glances are not everything. Now, why not just remove the wires? Well, routing the Wi-Fi wires can sometimes be a pain, and I did not look at where it passed through the system earlier, so, and our sticker ripped. Let's try and get this tail to catch up with the rest of it. Not gonna happen. This is not the one that goes into the computer, so we'll get it off of the lid and then work on removing the sticker. Awesome, came off. Okay, let's compare. Get this crap out of the way. Again, that's the soda spilled computer. So let's compare our camera modules. Now, I know they're not identical per se, but I think once we pull them off, we'll get the same part number maybe. The stuff is laid out in the same orientation. The plug is the same. The components on board are a little different. Just for safety's sake and a pin maybe being swapped from one spot to another. Let's attempt. Oh wow. Usually these are screwed down. Let's attempt to swap this camera module over, or look at the reverse side of it, possibly to see. Nope, no identifier, and it's literally held in place by foil. We're not going to rip the foil now. We're going to go for leaving it in there. Oh, wait a minute. Compaq motherboard came over. Compaq top lid. We don't need to switch the camera. How dumb am I for not catching that ahead of time? Oh boy. Oh boy. Nick pulled another one. Okay, that's one. We need to route you into a safer location. What? That doesn't look right. Neither does that. Girls. Part number, it's an LVDS cable, Vision RRO, LVDS cable, Vision RRO, Holland 110174, Holland 12042 CQ57. So I think we're going to need, before we get too far into it, we're going to have to pull our display cable. I don't like it. I don't like having to open something back up, but I'd much rather do it when it's right here at this state than when this is all the way assembled and we got to open it up to grab the cable out of it. It should be fairly easy. We just have to pop this open and put that cable in. I did get coffee, didn't I? Am I excited for no reason? Say it ain't so. I didn't put any screws in. Alright, awesome. It's working out. It's going somewhere. I'm not saying we're cooking with gas or that the power's on. I'm saying we know that we need something to cook with and that we know that power's a thing, okay? So, oh, that could have been bad. I'm so happy that we didn't pull those off. Not yet, not yet. 1, 2 out. Now take the lid off. Okay, display cable is right here. So we have the Compaq motherboard, the Compaq top lid. Even though the cable may look close to the same and it plugs into the webcam, this other one is wrapped a little different, and they do have a different part number. We're going to compare them side by side now and see. 350470 B00HO BG version R. So it appears to be the same. See, there's one number that's different though, and that number could mean the difference between the pins in the right order or the pins in a different order and shorting out the computer. Do we need white or black? I forget. They're both white. Whatever. Wow, okay, that already fits much better than the previous cable. Lined up, we'll plug our webcam in. We got to run the Wi-Fi wire. Let's put this back in place. So we pulled this out. Did we pull it out for no reason? I forget. I might have. If we didn't actually need to remove it. Well, then I'm dumb. Alright, there you go. You're in. Hooray. Hurrah. We can feed the rest of this Wi-Fi wire back through into the case if there is any. Usually it's pretty snug fit. So let's find out where it's going to go, which is going to be there. Okay. It's going to be tougher to get in than I thought. It keeps wanting to not go into the channel. There it goes. Finally, thank you. And that is what will go around the hinge. We need to straighten. Oh, right back out. Right back out. Of course, of course, of course. Let's go there. Where does this one go? There. And there. And we're gonna wrap in some crazy way, don't we? I bet. Yep. Up around under that sticker. And we are almost ready. You know what if we put one back that is fitting right now and leave the other side, and we just get a screw or so in that? I think it will be okay. So let's find a short screw. And I don't think I have any here that are going to work. We're going to have to get from when I took the screws out of these displays. I got to dig one out, or dig those parts out. Give me a moment, please. Not it. I did pick them up. I think those are it. And then we should have 4 of these, 2 of which we have to sort out our hinge covers. These were from my preliminary investigation of the 2 different computers to see, was it a feasible project? Now basically, actually what I was looking at was the monitor to see, and then I saw how similar they looked outside, one AMD, one Intel, and went with that. These look like display cables, and maybe some of the ones for holding the top case together. We're gonna have to test all that out ahead of time. So let's do that. Okay, what do we got? Looks like, yes, that one will thread. We're going to put one side on and then flip the other hinge down out of the way to let it hopefully go together. So let's put that one in, threaded right in. And now let's move that. We need to run our Wi-Fi wire and then have another screw ready, which we do have, and then get this side and then put the mounts in the other 4 screws in, I do believe. What a nightmare. I hate Wi-Fi wires, just saying. The Wi-Fi antenna wires are the least cooperative wires usually, in my experience. They never play well with me, so what's a person to do if your wires ain't playing well? Boy, that really, it tucks in and then just pops right back out. Like it's just worn the little part that holds it, and it's not very agreeable. We don't want to pinch the antenna either, because if that happens, oh, I think we got some progress. Not going to hold my breath on it, but let's put that back. Forget it, we'll come up to it. Alright, and our wire is way back out of the way, not being pinched. Looks good. Let's get a screw in that. Oh, it's getting late. Getting late. Well, we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. We'll try and find the bogus screen, get a post test, possibly start the Windows install. I think we can get that far along the road. I mean, that's a little bit beyond proof of concept, right? Proof of concept, I think that landmark was passed when we saw that the motherboard indeed was going to fit. That's where I would say proof of concept was on this project. Before we get too anxious, let's look at the bezel that's going to go on this one. We're going to find the Compaq bezel, which is this one, and see where our holes are. I think they're right, yep, outside corners on the bottom, very outside. Need 2 more screws. I've been trying to not do as much camera switching. I don't know how well that goes overall. And we're gonna have to pop this back off. No, that hinge, okay, never mind, it's in the through hole where it mounts. Okay, nope, we're all right. False alarm, people, false alarm. let's, where do you go? Who are you? Oh no, bottom one, bottom dummy. There we go. Alright, let's connect our webcam. Alright, and then we can try and get our display. Hopefully. We're going to wait on the display actually till we get further progress. We need a few screws inside here. Do I have to take this back off for any reason? No, not that I can see. If we have to, we will completely disassemble the whole thing all over again. These were some of the ones that came out of there, and we need how many? One, I believe. One? Yeah, literally one. Wow. That's where the ROM goes. How is that even possibly going to fit? And if it does, it does. The ROM slides in beside it. Call me wrong. Alright, we've got a keyboard. Remember, it's not a great keyboard. This is going to need a scrubbing later. We're going to have to pop it apart probably. Clean it out. Let's put our power switch, trackpad, and whatever else plugs in down there back in place. Quick, and then we'll move on to the keyboard. Alright, we've got 1, 2, and then 3. Screws in, keyboard. And this is a keyboard out of the AMD model, but they are identical keyboards at first glance. Let's hope it stays that way. That first glance proves out to be final glance. Same part number, so good luck, right? We'll knock some of that surface dirt loose. We need to find a display for this. What do we want to do, boys and girls? Let's go over to the bottom temporarily. We know we need a silver screw and a black screw. We have the silver one here. And we need a different bit to wind the silver one in. And then the black one is in M2.5 by 5. Is that one of these? M2.5 by 5. We're going to verify with one of the ones out of here. Same size. Okay. Why I said to verify with one of the ones out of the cup. The ones we took out of the bottom case, the internal ones that hold the keyboard and a few other internal spots, have the marking M2.5 by 5. Going with one of these random ones I picked up, looked at the size side by side, and they're the same size. So I'm going to say that it works. We got those in. Let's plug in our hard drive. What are we going for? Are we going for booted? Are we going for, if not booted, post? Windows installed? Booted up into Windows? Maybe? No actual labels on them, so let's just, we're going to pick 1, 2, 3, and 4, and see if they fit. Actually, I think I have some, yeah, they should, because we had to take this out of here previously. Any of the aesthetics, like swapping a sticker, I will probably do off camera. Right now I'm trying to save time and go home here shortly. We will go for as accomplished as possible. I even have a couple ROMs out of other 2000 notebook PCs, so we're going to have a door and everything that matches the bottom case. This thing's a hybrid. I mean, in all reality, this is without a doubt a hybrid. And that's not like taking, you know, the cow and putting it in the coconut. Or we're not going down the hybrid talk road. Okay, why do they put one antenna in these? And that's kind of bothersome. Like, you're just going to trust that one antenna is going to do the job. What if the computer switches it over to the auxiliary antenna, or Windows does it, and then you have very little signal on your laptop because it doesn't have the second antenna in it? Come on now. Put both antennas in the computers. Manufacturers, makers, people. Alright, so we have a 1 gig stick and a 2 gig stick of DDR3, 10600 different okay, so this is PC3, all 1 gigs. What? I mean, you can't do much about that, right? Alright, these are the best we got right now for this intent and purpose. RAM there. We have a few internal screws. Let's put those, you know what? We're not even going to assemble it to that point. We're going to put a monitor on this thing. Or one of our, sorry, I'll back you up here. We're going to put one of our LED panels on it. Let's open it carefully because the top of this is not screwed down yet. None of it's really screwed together. We're going to go for, what did I say? We're going to see if it posts right now. It should post. If the motherboard was good in one, why wouldn't it be good in another? Okay, so let's see if we can get a post or a white screen, depending. Okay, we've got an LED panel there. Oh, it's got marks all over it. No soda though, so I don't think it's the one out of the soda one. That could be shorted out bad. Who knows what? Let's go for that. We're gonna grab our, wow, you're way out of the way. We'll grab our Dell HP power supply. We have one sitting here somewhere close. Is it you? Did you do it? You sure did. Come here. And this is a Compaq. Does it have the same boot keys as an HP? What's boot options on an HP? F9? Let's find out. Dirty screen. Dirty screen. Dirty screen. You know what? The screen's probably broken, and just waste Windex, get the thing dirty. No problem. No problem. We've got a power light. How cool is that? And this is the screen with the line through it. But I'm a little worried that it may not post. We may have other problems. I didn't see anything post there. Do we need a different screen? Is that why we're getting no display? Let's try a different panel. We have 3 panels to choose from. Whichever one works to actually give us a post, whether it's a broken image or not, and then we'll go down that road. Then we'll find one that actually works. Can we get a post? Okay, so we've got a bright white screen there. I don't think that's what we want at all. I think the black one was a little better. Or this just may not work. That was a possibility. Before we put that on, here's another thought. Let's pull our RAM. We've got a 1 gig stick there. See, these are mismatched. So let's, you know what? I could be completely wrong, but that raw link card came out of the AMD board. Let's pull our Wi-Fi card out and put that same panel back on top that has the yellow line in it, and just see if there's any difference. And this will be that whitelisted, blacklisted Wi-Fi module thing that I mentioned earlier, that I said I wanted to talk about again. Okay, we don't have a Wi-Fi card in our RAM. I mean, it's not bang on straight. We'll try and pop it out, and alright, that's a little better. Okay, let's flip this up and get our panel here connected up again, and then we're going to connect our power supply and see, was the Wi-Fi card keeping it from booting? That will happen if you put a blacklisted card in. You may get a black screen, you may get, it'll turn on and shut right back off if it's blacklisted. Different manufacturers do different things when you've got a Wi-Fi module that's not allowed by that manufacturer. Okay, so it was the Wi-Fi card. We're starting the initializing system diagnostics. We'll go ahead and shut it down. So it wasn't RAM, it wasn't a failed screen, none of that. It was this, what is it, a raw link RT5390 Wi-Fi module. Is blacklisted probably by this, not by Compaq as a whole, but by this model Compaq motherboard out of the CQ57 whatever, yada da. So it's a CQ57 339WM. Will not take a raw link 5390 Wi-Fi module. We're going to have to actually find another Wi-Fi module that this Compaq motherboard will accept we've got a few to choose from, and just to we'll take the point a little further down the road. I've got, okay, here's the one I threw. It has the sticker that I peeled up, so it's still got the sticker on it. Here is another Rawlink RT5390. We're gonna see if this makes a bit of difference. I don't think it will, honestly. I think yeah, I just think they have this model blacklisted, at least on this motherboard, maybe not as a whole. I don't know that I've ever seen a Rawlink card in a Compaq computer. I've only ever owned one or two Compaqs years ago. I had a Compaq Vista and also a Compaq desktop at one point. Alright, Wi-Fi card. Are you blacklisted also, or are you the same model that has a different ID as far as Compaq is concerned? No. Okay, so that module works. Maybe this module was just no good. Yeah, we're not going to boot this Windows. I don't think it's going to boot. I think it may blue screen. I don't know. So for the sake of... do we really want to mess with this later? It's bad. It's suspected bad. If not bad, I don't know. It could be a couple things. But we're going to put a red X here, naming it suspect. Suspect in a string of computer-related crimes. Okay, call me a liar or dumb. We have a booted up Windows 7 on our hybrid computer. Granted, it has this yellow line through the display, but it's booted up. Are we going to get Wi-Fi? I doubt it. It's installing drivers. Let's see what about. We've got a lot going on here. Yeah, this thing is in desperate need of... wow. So we got some Norton. It's trying to hunt down drivers. Let's see if we can get it to open. And no. Hey, we might have got a generic Intel graphics driver. Screen flashed out there. Nothing, even the space is there. Alright, good enough. Good enough for what we're doing here. We're going to power it down. Get a model screen and make a note of it. That way we can look for a compatible screen. This one is an LP156. 156, what? WH4 TLA1. TLA1. And what that, there's different ways that you can tell what's going on with the screen. There's a link online. If I remember to, I'll post a link in the video description to, so you can go and just, you know, check out these screens yourself and see what's going on with them. But there's a way you can tell the manufacturer and kind of a little bit about the display, going with the model number on the back of the unit. Wow, that's a tight fit. Nah, don't worry about it. 17-inch display. 17-inch display, 15-inch computer, sure, it can be done. No problem. Okay. He's ready for the headache. We've got a little bit further to go here. We need to loosen this part up a whole lot, if not take it off, because we have a few very small screws to put in the sides of this display. We've got 1, 2, I only see 2, which tells me we're gonna maybe 3. We'll have to dig some out of our laptop bin. Oh, what a nightmare this part is. When you don't do it this way, though, it's not such a nightmare. It's actually not bad when done the proper way, which we're not doing. Why? Because we like to make things tough on ourselves. Okay, we're gonna get 1. We've got 1 screw there. And that's going to let the display hang. Let's go for 1 on the other side. So 1 there, 1 here. I'm going to go for 1 on the bottom, but I do believe we need, if this fits, I'll be amazed. I don't think it will. This is out of the bottom of the computer. But I have been surprised before. No way. Okay, so there's what appears to be 1. I don't want to get, there's 4. We're going to put 2 there and 1 there for right now. If I can find another one in this pile, which there isn't, we're going to dig 1 out of our laptop screw bin to have 2 on each side. And that will be good for now. Remember, we've got a broken screen that we have to take and put a new LED panel into it. We'll go for 4 more screws at a later date. That seems a little long. If I could find a shorter one, I'd be much, much happier. Too short, too long. Just right. Alright, we're going to go here if possible. Alright, 2 and 2 on the display. Guess we can leave the bezel and the hinge covers off for now, correct? We've got something that kind of works. Let's go. Actually, no. Let's do this. We're going to put two screws in the top there so we can open it one-handed like normal. 1 and 2. Much better. Can't wait till we can get a bezel on it. That will be loads better. Right now, we need to dig out some silver screws for the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. 4. Okay. 2, 3 and 4. Yep, only 4. That didn't work. That did. Yes. Got 2 there. Let's put the long ones in that are for they go through the hinge for the panel. We want to get that held in place as soon as possible to avoid breaking the other mounts that actually hold the hinge, LCD hinge in place in the bottom case. If you don't have all the proper screws in, it's a lot easier to break those loose. And with that, we're gonna run around and start feeding these screws in where they go. And let's go for one more here. And one there. We'll set the rest there. Boy, I need to get some kind of hybrid sticker for this thing. We'll put it on. Nobody take that. My hybrid brand laptop company. Hybrid computer. You know, I had an idea, and I'll never do it, so anybody that wants to, go ahead. And I guess there's a few companies out there that do custom built laptops. However, one thing I've never seen was a company that, whether they make laptops or desktops, will gladly let the end user repair their own computer if they have the know-how. Like, okay, the user wants to fix the end user wants to fix their computer themselves, like component level motherboard repair, like the small surface mount devices. They want to take up that task themselves versus send it in out of warranty and paying a crazy amount, or replacing it with just maybe another junk motherboard. And I don't think there's a huge call for this, but I do think that there's some merit to a company that would gladly sell schematics for, you know, $20 for a schematic, for a power schematic for your whole system, desktop or laptop. You would know, you know, what to fix, what power rails were where, or even a piece of software that would open that up, kind of like board view and how people use the XYZ tool and board view for doing iPhones and iPads, if you know what that is. But yeah, a company that gladly sells the stuff, if you know, but obviously they're not going to fix it if you break it under warranty. But what if you don't break it under warranty? What if it's out of warranty and you want to fix it yourself? Give your customers the proper tools to fix their computer. What's the harm in that? No company does that because they don't want you doing it. Now, granted, our little hybrid machine here is not too pretty, but we're going to get Windows 10 installed on it, and then we'll use, after we get 10 installed, we're going to do some stability testing with a few different utilities, Prime 95, Intel Celeron, so we may be just doing an Intel burn test as well, not as the equivalent, but will also work. Do some other stuff, testing the system out to see how will it work, and then if it goes over well with that Windows 10, we will take and use this 7 product key on the bottom to activate that Windows 10 install. That being said, I've got to screw these back in now. I don't take the other ones out of the other side because I didn't feel that I needed to, and I didn't. The gamble paid off. And then this side, I thought I had to. Okay, there's that. We've got that. Let's check the other side in case I did it and forgot. Indeed, I did not, friends. Alright, there's our hybrid. Let's do a couple other things real quick before we go messing about. Like, let's tie down that Wi-Fi tower that I just covered up with this panel, being in a hurry. So we do got a Wi-Fi card that works. See, I thought it was blacklisted and wasn't going to work. I didn't even consider the possibility that it was just a bad Wi-Fi card. Maybe it was the one that had soda spilled on it. Who knows? But I hadn't considered that. But yeah, if you do buy a Wi-Fi module, a mini PCI Express, or M.2, or just PCI Express, the older, bigger. If you have an older laptop still, you shouldn't get a new computer. And your computer turns on with a black screen, or turns on and then shuts itself right back off. And possibly keeps doing that, or on and then back off and stays off. Get yourself a new, or a different Wi-Fi module. Get one that may not be blacklisted by that company. Well, I wish I had a longer wire there. We've got a little room. We're not going crazy with it. Let's get our Windows 10 installer. Today, I just made a new Windows 10, I think it's a UEFI one, but it's, aside from that, it's 32 and 64-bit all at once. I'm going to put a video out showing you how you can do that for free. And if you have an older computer with Windows 7 on it, or 8, 8.1, and you want to upgrade to 10, how you can do that. It'll be pretty informative. Let's go for F9 as our boot options. Load setup default, sure. Alright, let's do military time. 12 minus 10 would be 2, but it's not 10 yet. Do I add 12? Subtract 12. 12 and 9 would be 1745 right now, is that right? So 17, 45, 43 is good, and it is 03, 13, 2018, 2018, that's good. Let's check the rest. System config, virtualization, we're going to go ahead and turn it on in case they get into any of that. Fan, always on. And I don't think we need that enabled. Action keys mode. Requires pressing FN key plus F1 through F12 to activate action keys. If that's disabled. Enable requires pressing only F1 through F12 to activate action keys. We'll keep the FN for now. We'll keep it, we're going to actually disable it, that way we have the normal F keys for booting. Actually no, we can go back the other way, that makes it harder for somebody else to get into the BIOS. Kids like getting in here and messing with stuff. Internal network adapter boot disabled. Boot order notebook hard drive, USB diskette on key, take that up. USB CD DVD ROM drive, we'll take that up as well. Notebook hard drive, and we'll move the internal CD ROM above that to give a good delay till it gets to the network hard drive. Escape out of that, escape there, go over to exit saving changes, yes, and we're going to go for hold FN and hit F9. Try and change our boot order escape keys. Oh, did we get it? Ah, it's rebooting. Not liking it, people. Okay, let's go for Windows 10. I don't know if this will run 64-bit. It's an old processor. Let's try it. So we've got our hinge covers. We've got a bezel. We need a new panel and a ROM, and this thing's gonna basically be done. So there you have it, friends. Thank you for watching. It's been an adventure. I didn't know if this was gonna be even possible. It seems as though it is. Okay, it's booting 1064-bit. What's the bad news? We've got a mouse. Let's hit next. Install now. Setup starting. Looking good so far. So far so good. However you want to say it. The setup is starting. A lot of talking for nothing. Okay, so for right now, like I said, we're not going to go ahead and burn in one activation on that Windows 7 product key for this. We're going to get the system booted up into Windows after the install and stability test the hardware as best as possible. When you're installing Windows, I don't know if anybody's ever said this to you, if you don't have a product key and you just want to run Windows 10 in trial mode, you don't have to have a product key to be able to hit next. You can just go right down here to the left of next and click on I don't have a product key. Some people will miss that and don't see it at all. Let's see what. So we got Windows 7 Home Premium, because that is the key we're going to use if everything goes well here. We're going to put Windows 10 Home. There is no Home Premium. Windows 7 Home Premium and Windows 10 Home are essentially the same thing, 64-bit. Let's install it. One bad thing about these computers from yesteryear, when putting Windows 10 on them, Windows 10 may run fine. But let's say driver, you know, if it was a Vista computer, that's where I start worrying. You go ahead, get Windows 10 on, it boots up, you're missing drivers, and those drivers are nowhere to be found because the last ones they made were for Vista. It didn't even get to Windows 7 drivers that could be even partially usable. I'm going to go ahead and delete the HP Tools partition. We're going to delete the whole drive, partition by partition. We'll go over this sometime in a live stream, how to install Windows, if I haven't. Maybe I have. It's good to be repetitive sometimes, right? And finally, the system partition, delete it. Once your drive is all one partition, and there's some advanced partition schemes you could do, we're not getting into that. This is a simple. Once your drive is all unallocated space, you can hit on new and set a size. I just hit next to use all of the drive, and if they want more storage space, usually recommend putting in a second hard drive in the optical bay with an OptiBay adapter to adapt a internal hard drive to this shape, and that will plug in with that. Alright, I really think it is time to get the milkshake out, clean up my tools, and get out of here. We can check this out later on, tomorrow probably, in a different stream. How about that? And it's up to 1%. It's probably going to go slow, but that's okay. Does anybody really mind if it's slow or fast? No. Excuse me. It's up to 3%, so for cooking right along, like not new computers, but newer computers. And there you have it. That is AMD to Intel. The hybrid laptop. 2 to 1 as titled. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have a good evening. I'm gonna kill this. Do I want to clean up while Windows finishes installing to let everybody see, or do we leave it a mystery? I'll upload a photo later. We can do it that style. I've done that before when I've raced out of here in a hurry. Upload a photo later. How about this? I'll clean up for the next few minutes, putting tools away, and we'll see how far down the road of getting Windows installed picking these tools up will get us. That's pretty fair. And we still got sound. The app that I used for my recorder that I use USB audio interface worked marvelously. Here it is. It's Wingman. It's for the Mix Pre series of mixer slash field recorder slash USB audio interface. It's a pretty neat device. Still should do a review on it sometime. I've had it for coming up on a year, I think, just right about a year, and it works amazing. You can control it from this interface, but we'll get into that later. %. We need a ROM for that. The question is, how far do we gotta dig to get one of those? Whoa, that stuff's heavy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not supposed to be messing with heavy stuff like that. What is this, work? Last I checked, it was fun. Work. Ha! If it falls, well then I'm the dummy for believing that it would stay. Is it all in one? How cool would that be if it was? And did I stop the stream? No. We're still going? It would seem that we are. Yes. Okay. Ooh. Give me one moment here, people. One moment. I'm gonna say no way that's loose. Should you do it while the computer's on? I don't know. A little bit of stuff on it. Oh, it's not going to go in because of the screw being in the bottom. So let's fix that while we're at it. It's under that door. Or is it? Okay, I found the problem with this one. We've got to move our bracket from one to the other. Simple enough. There's something they did different. The optical drive mounting bracket changed from one model to the other. And not the same at all. No, we tried. We'll sort that out later. We gotta find the appropriate door and that will fit. But it is the right bracket, so I'll dig for the door tomorrow. 98%. We're about to reboot. Installing updates. We'll let this reboot. We need to get a panel. And we'll leave that. People, we're not long for this stream. The day's done. I think tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, I got the double duty here and then I'll be delivering, so we'll go with it. We'll go with a boot and then see how that ends up. Finishing up. Alright, was that actually a reboot? Yes, I caught it. Nice! Nice, nice, nice. There you have it. Windows 10 installed, booting up. Hopefully all the hardware passes. Would be great. Let's get our soda covered computer out of the way. And what do we need? Just a bezel, the CQ57 bezel. Ho hum, ho hum, ho hum, ho hum. Alright, starting service. I don't know about you. Thanks for hanging out and helping build a hybrid. It was interesting. I was not sure if it was going to work at all. It's working so far. So give it a like if you like the content. It was long and drawn out, yes, but that's the way this job is sometimes. Hobby, passion, I call it a lot of things. Yeah, stop back in tomorrow. We're going to get our hands dirty again and fix something else. We've got another body here already. Can we repair it? Hopefully. Till then, take care, have a good evening, and yeah, I'm going home. It's dinner time. Thank you for watching.